So today we're going to be talking a little bit about the Raven Johnson pick for the Indiana Fever, and I'm going to be talking about it with a bit more of a clearer head a day later. And look, I'm going to talk about this, the pros and the cons, whether I like the pick or not, and do I think there were better picks. I will start this off by saying, yes, I believe there are better picks. And if you guys agree, subscribe. We are trying to get to 58 point... how many subscribers did we gain yesterday? 140. Do you think we can get to 58.8k by the end of the day? Like, if we could somehow, by the end of this week, get to 58.9k, today's Tuesday, and then we've got, another couple of weeks to get to 60k? Like, our goal was 60k by the start of the season. Like, I think we can do that. With preseason, I think we can get to 60k by the start of the season. But, anyway, we got to talk about it because this is really a weird signing. A weird signing. And the reason I'm going to call it a weird pick is because the Fever just signed Ty Harris. They just signed Ty Harris. Ty Harris being on this team means that Raven Johnson's role, I don't know what it is going to be as a rookie. And people are like, oh, but what about the future? You don't use you don't use a first round pick on a super senior who is not immediately going to be ready, or who's not immediately going to have a role. I think they got a bit blindsided. I think they expected, not that they expected Raven to beat the Ghana 4. I think they expected Hackquez to be there. I don't think they know who Nell Anglomo was. I think my guess is that the Indiana Fever, based on their scouting and based on some of the things, were probably choosing between Gabriela Hackquez and Iana Martin, both of which went before 10. I think they thought there's a guarantee one of them was going to drop to 10. I thought there was a guarantee one of them was going to drop to 10. But Portland, they might lose 40 games. Like, Portland have two young elite European guards who aren't coming over until 10 games into the season. They might lose 40 games. Like, their actual offensive firepower, best offensive player might be Carly Samuelson. Like, it's mental. But for Raven Johnson, I think overall, when it comes down to it, Raven Johnson is a really good defender. And hilariously enough, we're playing the Dallas Wings in the first game of the season. Playing the Dallas Wings in the first game of the season, Raven Johnson on Paige. I think Raven's a really good defender. I don't think she'll be able to do what she'll do at South Carolina. Be this do-it-all player who can kind of has the ball a lot in her hands. She's going to have to be for lack of a better way of describing it, shout out Rachel Demita, but she's going to have to be like Andre Roberson. She's going to have to be basically Andre Roberson. And what I mean by that is she's going to literally just be there for defense. She's not going to be guarding fours. Anyone who says she's going to be guarding fours at the next level, Duglitch cooked her. The four is the toughest position. She's not going to guard fours. She can guard fours at college. Paige Bueckers used to guard fours at college in 2024 for UConn. Paige Bueckers can't even guard guards in the WNBA. But Raven Johnson is going to be one of the best point of attack defenders. She's a better defender than Sanaya Rivers, who was already an unbelievable defender. I would say, as far as guard defenders go, the only guard defender I would say in the league that's absolutely no question about it can be better than her is Layla Lacan. And Layla Lacan is significantly better. But the hope is that she can just be a situational Swiss Army knife. You can play her at the 1, 2, or 3 on the offensive end. But I'm just going to tell you what her job is going to be and should be on offense. So, we're going to bring in our incredible paint online. We're going to bring in our incredible paint online to draw this out. So, we're going to draw the 3-point line here. So the 3-point line is here. It's probably you guys can't see too much of it. And there we go. There is the inside of the 3-point line and the key. So my guess is that Caitlin's going to have the ball here. Aaliyah is going to set the screen in an ideal scenario, or we run some sort of a motion offense to get Caitlin the ball here, and Aaliyah's here. But I don't really care too much about that and the semantics of it. We run the pick and roll. Whoever is at the 4, whether it's Monique Billings. Monique Billings has already got the fuck down the court. And then Monique Billings is standing here, ideally, for the dump-off pass. Or actually, no, sorry. Monique Billings probably going to be standing here-ish. And then when Leah rolls, maybe popping out. But Raven Johnson, this is where you stand. Kelsey Mitchell's going to be here. So when Aaliyah goes for the short roll and Caitlin comes here, Raven Johnson, if you leave this spot on the floor on offense while Caitlin Clark is on the floor, something has gone seriously wrong. You stand in that corner. You spend every bit of your time. I've seen you doing workouts, you work on your pull-up game. If you shoot a pull-up, I might lose it. I want you standing in that fucking corner and this fucking corner. That's all I want you to do. I don't want you cutting. I want you standing in that corner and hopefully shooting 33% plus from three. Because Raven Johnson is easily one of the best defenders in the league from day one. Like, this is the current roster right now. And the big problem I have with Raven Johnson, though, is if you look at this current roster right now, you have Caitlin Clark. I know she's 6 foot tall, but like, she's a skinny 6 foot tall. You've got undersized big who is going to be cut. You've got 5'8" guard. Okay, like, players on this team who are undersized for their position: Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Ty Harris. Actually, no, Ty Harris is a normal small point guard. Demir Standis is slow. Megan McConnell's tiny. Trailer's not pretty tall. Maisha Hines-Allen is a 6'1" power forward. Raven Johnson's undersized off-ball guard. Timmons won't make the team, and Pissot should make the team. My guess is that neither McConnell and Trailer make the team. Pissot and Johnson will make the team. Like, and maybe if Megan McConnell makes it and KK Timpson doesn't, I guess there's a chance they find a big. Like, I think maybe like a Clean Dakova might fall in their lap. Like, that would be kind of my kind of hope. But like, can we just laugh and say, and like, anyone who predicts this roster to win a championship, like I'm sorry, this is like a 4 seed at best. This is a 4 seed at best roster. But like, Raven Johnson, if Ty Harris wasn't there, I would give this pick an A. I actually think Raven Johnson is going to be a really good player for the Fever. The problem is that we don't know how long Ty Harris was signed for. We have no idea. We have no idea how long Ty Harris is signed for. So what if half of Raven Johnson's rookie deal is going to be taken as a third string point guard? Half of her rookie deal is going to be as a third string. I'm like, what's the point? Is she a utility player? What exactly is she going to be for the Fever? Is she a part-time utility player? Whenever another guard's cooking you, you just sub her on. Like, I don't even hate that role. But like, does she project at best to be an Andre Roberson? Because maybe there's a world where she becomes a Drew Holiday, but she doesn't score. So, yeah, I don't know. I really have no idea when it comes down to it why the Indiana Fever made this decision after signing Ty Harris. Like, she's not going to be... If you look at the Indiana Fever starting 5, the assumption is that Sophie Cunningham's going to be starting. If Lexi Hull's starting, Sophie's first off the bench. Like, literally, they will have gone and signed or have used their 10th pick for a player who's who's at the end of their rotation and is a situational player. Like, I don't hate Raven Johnson as a player. I think she's a W player. But like, I'm sorry, you don't use a first round pick on a player that we're like, you know what, they're a W player. It's not 2021 anymore. You can't get away with drafting Kaiser Gondrzik number 4. Like, you can't get away with getting a player who you might cut at the end of their first year. Like, you can't do what you did in 2022, the last time South Carolina won a national championship, and draft their point guard and cut her after a rookie season. You straight up cannot do that. Like, it's it's one of those things where you've now got a like you've got a position where there's no need. There's absolutely no need for Raven. The team, you can always get shooting in a Neepkins. Wouldn't have liked the Neepkins pick, but it's like you pass on Nell Angloma. That's what I'm pissed off about. And I think this was a panic signing. Everyone who says, oh, Caitlin and Aaliyah agreed to this pick, I don't think they did, because I don't think Raven Johnson was even on the Fever's board. I think they fully believed she was going to be gone at 10. But, like, I still genuinely think that they were like, I think that they were dead set on a player that wasn't on the board. And then they went and drafted Raven. I don't think Caitlin had any idea they were going to draft Raven Johnson. I fully believe that I think they had, that Caitlin had no idea they were drafting Raven. I don't think Caitlin hated the fact they were drafting Raven. I cannot stress that enough. I genuinely don't think Caitlin hated it, because Raven Johnson, if for nothing else, Raven Johnson is going to be a elite defender, and you can't get too many good defenders. And do not say Lexi Hull. Raven Johnson is going to be the best defender on this team by a lot. By quite a large margin. She's going to be the best defender on this team. So we have to look at it from some positives. Like, she is not a bad basketball player. But in terms of the pick, and in terms of who was available, Nell Angloma had slid. That is an all-star potential player. You have got the best case scenario, a fifth starter. And I understand fifth starters are important. And this is like her peak. Her peak is the glue guy fifth starter on a good team. And yes, she is a player that can help winning. I understand that. But, like, why do you not use free agency to sign a glue guy? Why, like, in you're never going to get the opportunity in free agency to sign a 19-year-old player with all-star upside for 4 years, like a Nell Angloma. And you can sign glue guys in free agency. But instead, they use the draft pick, their only opportunity to get one of these high upside players. And by the way, in free agency, you could get a young player on a 4-year deal with high upside if you went to Europe or you went to Australia for some of them. But they clearly didn't. But yeah, I don't hate Raven Johnson as a player. I'm actually I'm happier that it's Raven Johnson than I would have been. I would have been happier with Raven Johnson and Gianna Neepkins. I'll say that much. I'm happier with Raven Johnson than Medina Okot. The problem is that, like, especially if you're looking at Medina Okot, this team is tiny. This team is tiny and not particularly athletic, other than Kelsey Mitchell. And they drafted more an undersized player in 2 of their 3 spots. And as good as Justine Pissa shoots the ball, they drafted a they drafted Katie Lou Samuelson.